3, 2, 1.
What's up, everyone? Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, June 14th, 2018. Thank you so much for coming by. I'm going to try and make this video short and sweet. I might actually do a live stream later tonight if the market starts moving a little bit. And let's just jump right in. I'm going to start with Twitter to go over what we're going to talk about in this video. So let's do it. I tweeted, look out for video later talking about possible Litecoin approach to $137 and why. Also, giving away Litecoin LED today. So how about we start with the Litecoin LED and then we talk about that $137 and what I'm talking about. The video is loaded in randomcommentpicker.com, which tells me I have almost 1 million views on the video, which is ridiculous. I wish I had 1 million views. I don't think crypto's there yet. But let's just do it. Let's pick the winner. All this build up, all I have to do is push a button and it's done. Chad Stolaric. Subbed since 2000. Give me the light. Why are the emojis so big? What the heck? Chad, your name seems very familiar to me. Probably because you've been subbed since 2K. You're a commenter, obviously. And you have a cartoon avatar. I like it. Chad, you win. You win the Litecoin LED. Please email me at cryptocapitalventure@gmail.com and we'll coordinate. I'll get it out to you. Congratulations. That was fun. I'm going to start doing some type of brainstorming on a giveaway for 20,000. It'll be better than an LED light, I promise. Let's jump into the charts. Litecoin on the daily. You've been following, obviously. We've changed kind of the pattern that's going on. We broke the triangle. It's no longer in play. And we're kind of just trying to search for a bottom right now in terms of Litecoin, crypto in general. I actually even tweeted earlier, if you zoom out on the daily chart to like a year, which is basically just about like that, this doesn't look that bad. We still do have like a slow consolidation happening. And it's so similar to where we've been before. I'm not trying to be unrealistic. I'm not trying to get your hopes up. There's total possibility we're actually about to, and we're on the brink of entering a longer term bear market. So please keep that in mind. But if you really zoom out on the charts, this is not that bad where are we? Let's see, June 14th. So let's go to June 14th of last year. And we were at around $20-something Litecoin. We're at $100 Litecoin. It's not terrible. It's definitely not a $300-some Litecoin, but it's all good. So I just want to point that out to you. Zoom out on the charts. It really helps give a perspective on what's going on. So let's zoom back in kind of on the daily because I just want to talk about some things really quick, which is to say stock RSI finally seeing that little bounce, which we've seen, which is the first indication of a bottom. On top of that, it's nice to see this wick on yesterday's candle, on that red candle, that wick down to around $89. So what we can do, which I did do on my chart, I put that orange line there. That's kind of a support we want to look out for, which is completely still in play. And I'm just going to draw your attention to two spots. Number one, back on, when was this? February 2nd, you see this long wick, this first bottom we had, this first retrace down, that we did the same thing. We had support there, right at $100. And then we almost approached it, $103 on February 6th. So I'm painting a picture for you. I want you to just kind of see the movements of the markets. Same thing happened on the second bottom. We had this first bottom at around $108. So $109. We can put that right there. That was support. We went up a little bit. We came back down. We tested it. We went up a little bit. We came back down. So it was kind of 109 support. So right now we have a similar situation trying to form a new bottom, a triple bottom. And right now it's at the $89 mark. So it is a lower low, something to keep in mind. We really need some insane bullish volume to really, if we want to call this a true bottom, long term, we need some insane volume to like pretty much step in. But I do also want to draw your attention. I want to bring out, and I'll do it on the 4 hour. We can go to the 4 hour and we can do this. So I want to bring out right now the Fibonacci because it really paints a good picture of this pattern that we're in. So let's do it. Bring up the Fib trace. Let's go to all-time high up here, and then let's go right to the low that we had that we just talked about at around 100. And you can see this bounce up to this new high, close to that 0.5 on the Fibonacci. So that's that first low to high. And then let's do it again. From that high to the bottom that we just talked about, right around 109, to right here, this high, 0.5. So let's assume that these falling wedges continue this pattern, and we take this high. Let's say if this is the new low, $89. We just talked about that one as well. Where does that 0.5 take us? The 0.5 takes us to around $137, which is why I tweeted that earlier. So that's that, just so you have some idea of what I was talking about. So let's talk about the $137 mark, which actually I have marked already. I'm going to go back to the daily right now. So the $137 mark, right now I actually have it 136. Let me move that up. 137. 137 is right in between the 50 EMA. Let me get my brush. So it's right in between the 50 EMA and the 200 EMA. So if we were to have kind of, just like we had here, bounce back up, right? Bounce back up to that 0.5 on the Fibonacci, we'd be testing on the daily this very actual critical area of the 50 and the 200. Because right now, why I say it's critical, because on the daily chart right now, and I did a video about this, we had this cross of the 50 going below. Really what we need, if we want a continued uptrend in the markets right now, we need the 50, first of all, obviously, to cross back above the 200. For that to happen, what's the first thing we need to happen? We really need a strong bounce, and we need to approach that 50, first of all. So that's kind of more of a long-term thing. Not that long, but it's a daily chart. So it might take a little bit of time for this to happen. You can see before we had this bounce back in April, you can see we traded kind of sideways. And we had to test support a little bit. So be ready for that type of scenario. Be ready for testing $89 again. I want to throw that out there. But let's go to the 4 hour and really talk about the stepping stone to actually retracing back up to the 250 on the daily. The stepping stone looks like this. The stepping stone looks like, first off, testing the 50 testing the 50 EMA on the 4 hour chart. And I tweeted about this earlier. That's kind of like that first step to really a bullish uptrend. You can see we've seen a ton of resistance on that 50 ever since we had this previous high at 180. So what we're looking for right now is to retest that 50 and see if we can actually bullishly break above it. That's the first step in terms of getting to that $137 mark and testing that area and seeing if we can stay above the 200 and the 50 EMA. So we have kind of a long road ahead of us. If the bulls step in, and if we are in a continued uptrend long term, this is a true possibility. But what I want to throw out there is you have to kind of also look, even if we approach this 4 hour, which is around $107, which I have this orange line here, even if we approach that on the 4 hour, the 50 EMA, if we approach that, we might see resistance. Obviously, we want to break through. We want to see a bullish breakthrough, and then maybe talking about the 50 EMA as support, but look for resistance, which we've seen time and time again since basically the beginning of May. So there's that blue 50 EMA line, resistance, 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 resistance. So that's kind of the first thing I'm looking for personally in terms of, did we find a bottom here? Was $89 the bottom? I'm really watching the 4 hour charts right now. So takes patience. Don't get ahead of yourself. We had, 8-9% day. That's great. But I want to remind you, we also had ridiculous day at this bottom on February 2nd. I'll even take out the price range. So here's that low, February 2nd, $100. We went up, we went up to $175. We went up 74%. And then, let me get it again. We went down 40%, right back down to the bottom. So please, even though we're having a good day, be careful. Don't start thinking we're making a breakout and it's time to buy. I want you to be careful. If you're comfortable buying at $100, you know, I was just talking to a buddy that seems comfortable buying at $100 no matter what happens next. That's fine. That's situational. And that might be where you are. But I just want to say be careful. So that's kind of where we are right now. That's what I'm looking for. So really, back to the daily chart, you can see there's that $89 support. Please watch it. This might just be a new short-term bottom on the daily chart, and we might create a new lower low, which we've kind of been doing time and time again, which you can see since that 180, lower low, lower low, lower low. So on the downside, we could bounce off of some resistance here in that $100, $102 range, and we can create a new lower low right at the bottom of this trend line, you know, $85. So just keep that in mind. Form your plan. That's why we do these technical analyses. It's not to predict. It's to come up with a plan, to anticipate, trade conservatively, invest conservatively, and those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? What are you thinking? I mean, this is a crazy market. I can't even believe we have a $100 Litecoin. I tweeted that earlier. I didn't think we'd be here, but we're here, and it's all good. We talked about being here. It was always a reality. I just didn't think it would happen. Did you think it would happen? I think a lot of you did not think it would happen either. But either way, I appreciate you. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, and I will send a reminder. Chad, please email me. I'll get this LED sent out to you. I appreciate all of you. Thanks for watching, and God bless.